Alright then guys, welcome to the video, welcome back to the channel, and as you can see, got both the cars out today. We're down at Bicester Heritage and we're at the collecting cars like coffee run morning. We're right on the edge of this thing, haven't walked around yet. It's going to be a nuts day because the cars that have been rolling in have been absolutely insane. So I'm going to take you with me like I usually do for these things. Let's see what's on show at the collecting cars event today. So to show how on the edge we are, that is the fence at the end. And here are my two cars. And we've got all of this way and everywhere else. It's absolutely nuts. They're parking all the Porsches over here, but apart from that, everyone's just showing up and everything, so it's gonna be sick. There's a J's Racing FK8 here I need to go have a look at. Okay, so starting off, we've got this Subaru on air ride. Check out that boot build, pretty mad. A couple of wide arches and stuff, but look at this RX-7 over here. What a cool kit this is. Rear diffuser's sick. Damn, that is so rad. That is how I would probably build an FD if I was going to do one, to be honest. That kit is so cool. You won't be able to see it, but all this front lip is in carbon. This is sick. Whoa, it's even got J's Racing wheels. That is crazy. I didn't even know there was J's Racing wheels on option. That is so sick. The wing is rad. Yeah, definitely on my list of potential wings that I want for the S2000. So this is a full catalogue build, and that right there is signed by the owner of J's. How crazy is all of this is just J's carbon, full swap, even over around the clocks, everything. Look at the bonnet as well, and then the engine bay just full. This thing is absolutely incredible. Look at in here. Even the J's Racing rocker cover, just carbon all here. All of this is carbon, even Venturi intake. We've got this 180 here. There's like a rear brake light, LEDs, massive exhaust, sparkly roof. Look at that. Triforce wheels. That is rad, isn't it? So cool. I don't know how I'm going to even show everything that's here because literally every other car is incredible. Mark 1 Focus RS as well. This is one of my favourite Focuses they ever did. And then we've got an S15 carbon bonnet next to a DC5. Civic is so rad. This was one of the cars that was in the Jap Fest Civic anniversary thing. It's got CRX seats in it as well, Momo steering wheel. This event is absolutely nuts because look, FD2 parked there, and then in front of it is this massive Maserati, and then we've got this Ferrari here next to a mini GP. There's Andy's EK9 right there. Then, yeah, R8 here. No matter where you turn, there is a cool car. So we've got a Mines Evo right here with full Mines livery. That's incredible. Next to it, R32 GTR with BBS wheels on it. And then next to that, another Evo. Absolutely crazy. And then we've got a DC5. What is happening? Then we've got this B5 Turbo Alpine Estate. That's such a rad car. Corvette here, another S2000. Check this BMW out, 300 CSL, absolutely incredible. Alpina. That is absolutely mint. Check this little Renault, I don't even know what this is. I don't know, it's just like a track car thing. Yeah, Renault Sport Spider. Okay, so this is sort of like the main hub by the looks of it. Let's have a little look and see what cars are on offer in this little section before having a look at more cars which are over there. The colour of this Porsche GT3 is so nice. And like the gunmetal grey wheels work perfectly with it. Carbon ceramics by the looks of it. Sorry about the music, but check this out. This is a Singer build. Never actually seen a Singer car in person. Looks absolutely immaculate. Just look at that interior. Absolutely incredible. There's wood finish. Just the craftsmanship. Looks absolutely amazing. This GT3 RS, this is what ASM took the inspiration for the rear bumper that I want for the SC1000. It's so cool seeing it obviously on the original car. What a cool colour and car. Would love to own a GT3 RS at some point. Then we've got some Cosworth Sierras. Different seeing an actual Cosworth rather than the SC1000 engine swap one that Ignite have built. But look at these little kids' cars. Imagine how much these things cost. Tiny, tiny little thing. Then we've got an SLS with the gull-wing doors open. This is crazy. I don't know if I've ever actually seen inside one of these things. It's probably of its time. Look at that center console. This NSX is unbelievable. Look at that bonnet as well. What a car. NSXR, obviously, final generation because it doesn't have the pop-ups. Crazy that the inside of their lights are painted white. Black rear wing. That is so cool. And then we have got a row of cars with Lambo doors. We've got a Lambo in between two McLarens. Absolutely wild, but yeah. Mad seeing them with their doors up all in a row like that. It's like they're tempting me. Two of the cars I've always wanted next to each other. Well, this is pretty special, isn't it? GT40. I think I've only ever seen one other one in person. What an absolutely incredible build. Like ITB's right behind your head. This thing must be wild to drive. and then a Shelby Cobra right next to it as well. So we've just left that section with all those other cars, sort of like the hub, and then we're back into this area of the car park, which we haven't looked at yet at all. Going to be a super eclectic mix of cars in here as well. So we've got another S2000 here, but next to it we have this Z4M. These things are rad. Just love how these things look. These are the dream wheels, really. And obviously on an S2000 already, this is a facelift car. Smooth front bumper, looks really good. And the J's, I wonder if it's an authentic J's hood. Red leather interior and the same exhaust as me, which is pretty cool. And here is the FK8 that I also showed at Jap Fest with the full Mugen kit on it and the Voltex rear wing and everything. So I spotted this looking through. Look at the bonnet on this. Full carbon bonnet, and then they've done this like decal to expose part of it. But yeah, what a cool M3 CSL front lip. These have always just looked so mean, and they're way wider in person than they look on videos as well. But this is the GTR one obviously as well, so one of the end specs. But next to that is then this Evo. So this is Crescent Tires, who did the tires on my EP3. This is his RS4, such a cool green color, super rare color option. Obviously bagged with some wheels. Classic look though, like British racing green kind of color with a champagne-y gold wheel. Always looks incredible. Just found out that my uncle had one of these 205 GTIs. So sick. Fully stripped out in the rear. Found another EP3, and this is one of the cars that was on my stand at Japfest this year actually. So cool to see that again. So this is an E46 M3 CSL. So it's got, I think it's got carbon roof. These come standard on the CSLs. But yeah, this is like the ultimate pinnacle of these E46s. They're worth so much money nowadays. Who would have thought it? Not only, what, 5 cars away? There is another CSL right there. Absolutely crazy. So this is an Alpina B9. Just the kit, the livery, everything about these is sick. All smoothed out, stanced, wide boy tyres on it. Don't see many of these around anymore. This R32, the colour on this is so cool. Look at the carbon front splitter on this as well. Cool Nissan decals down the side. So this Mercedes is super cool, but check out the front lip on this. BBS. 2 cars down from that. Look at the back of this thing. Just super wedge flat. Look at the interior as well. Scoop straight to the fan. V-mount setup by the looks of it. So we got this classic Mustang here. Mark IV Supra with a big exhaust out the back. And a Caterham. And then another S2000. Look at that. Look how many lights are on this. Must be very bright when you're driving along, but yeah. AP Racing big brakes. Full racing setup, obviously fully gutted and everything. It must be crazy thing to drive. This thing is cool with the Sunoco logos on it and everything as well. AP Racing brakes on this too. Brilliant harnesses. What a cool car. There is something about these that I think would be sick to do a build on the channel. Let me know down below if you think I should try and find one of these and do some, maybe not exactly like a Fast and Furious tribute, but some sort of like replica kind of thing. I think it would be a cool little budget build or something for the channel. Absolutely love the spec of this MX-5. Proper me kind of car this. RPF ones, obviously I'm gonna love it. Tan interior, just like nicely set up. Got a cage in the back, little racing seats. This must be tracked a bit. But yeah, this is just, the setup of this is just nice. Really a big fan of that. It definitely seems like the E46 M3 is the car of the day in terms of generally scattered about, apart from the Porsches, which we haven't got to yet because they've all been parked in a specific section. This is pretty cool as well. So this thing's pretty cool. Got some cool stickers on it like the Attack Challenge sticker, dogfight, super rad, like stripped out interior. Got old school bridge seat in the interior, and then there's a baby seat in the passenger seat, which I think is brilliant. But this is also on C28Ns, the ultimate wheel for a Honda in my opinion. This Mini Cooper S GP, always really like these. The wing on this is super cool. Carbon fiber blade on that as well. And look, it's numbered. Always like these, always just had a cool stance to them. Cool, it's basically like factory race car really. This is now the entire section, all of these cars here, so if you can see that, all of these are Porsches. So I don't know enough about Porsches to sort of geek over everything, but I'll try and show you the ones that stand out to me anyway. I mean, first of all, this purple Carrera here with this crazy like duckbill spoiler thing on the back is very cool. Since these cars came out, I've really liked the shape of the back. It's almost like a nod to the tonneau cover you can get for the S2000 that actually is on Suki's car in Fast and Furious. I feel like it's this sort of vibe where it sort of follows the driver's seat back. This for me is the colour. I mean, look, yellow brakes, but yeah, ultraviolet purple. Such a cool colour. And this has got the, I think it's called Hawkstone cloth interior. I think that's a spec you can add as well. But yeah, Absolutely love this colour. This is basically actually pretty much the spec I would have if I was going to get one of these. This GT4 MR. So I think the MR stands for Mantre Racing, and I think it's basically the race division that got bought by Porsche. They were a separate company, and then I think they got bought by Porsche. Could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but super cool. It's got some extra low in the front. Look at that. So this GT3 has the 4-litre engine. I think it's the last year that they ran this engine in these cars or something, so this is a pretty special one. But yeah, it's got a cage in the back as well, so not an RS, like a really flat, like matte white. It's like a matte pearl. It's really hard to explain, but a very cool colour. This Datsun is incredible. This looks so cool, and it comes all the way to the front. Such a good looking car, wheel with big brakes. So, oh, the rear wheels, so wide. That is a very cool car. This S2000, man, looks so good lowered. One day I will be able to lower mine. I currently can't because of my driveway, but this just gives me much excitement for when I can actually do it. Got a single exit on this one as well. Apex C exhaust. Pre-facelift bumper, but they've obviously deleted the washer jets. Makes it look far cleaner, and then the bottom lip on it as well makes it just look like a completely different car. Definitely an option for the future. This old school Alpha's pretty cool. It looks super low in the rear. I don't know if that's just the design of it in general, but cruising the streets of Italy back in the day. So these have a very soft spot in my heart. I actually went to school in one of these when I was a kid. I used to have a family friend that owned one. Very nice to see these out and about. Look at this thing, Shelby GT500. But look how high the front sits. It's crazy. It definitely doesn't do it injustice. You know, stood next to it, it just looks really tall. This is a very cool car, very cool indeed. Oh, look at the kick up on the rear. I've never noticed how much that goes like up like that. This NSX is super cool. I've never seen this before though. Look in here, it's like a carbon trim here around here to show the engine. It's just wild, just Porsche, Ferrari. And then look at this S14 here with this cool kit on it. Looks super low on the grass as well. Oh, look at the side spats on it as well. That is sick. I've never been a massive fan of the 14. This one looks really good. It's probably one of my favourites I've seen. Looks really cool. I'm more of a 15 or a 13 guy, but yeah, the kit on this is rad. Look at the front arches and everything as well. This is the dream for me. R32 GTR on T37s. Such a timeless look. I think these are R33 Brembo brake upgrade. I could be wrong. Massive front mount intercooler on this as well. Look at this Lotus Esprit. The spoiler is the thing that drew me in, but well, apart from the fact that it's a Lotus Esprit. But yeah, this spoiler is huge. So this is the first time I've actually seen the F05 in this color, apart from Dustin Williams' one on YouTube in America, but it is quite a cool color actually. Yeah, it's quite a flat gray and quite light compared to the cosmic gray of mine. It's cool that I've now seen most of the color options for this car. So I've got one of the new NSXs here as well, but then right in front of that is another GT40. It's a little bit different. This has got the carb rather than the ITBs. Look at this, the stickers on the side as well. So cool to see these out and about on a day like this. So this S15 is pretty cool with the LMGT ones on it. Got this crazy DC5 with setup, got yellow speed brakes on it. I think this is a Motion Motorsport car as well. And then we got one of these cool Vauxhall, I can't remember what these are called, but the wing on the back of this one is wild. So pretty cool, but yeah, this is sick with the vented carbon bonnet and everything. I love the tow hook coming out the bumper. I might have to do that for the S2000. That would be pretty rad. Got this Glanzer here with a very nice set of Regamasters on it. Such a classic JDM wheel. Really clean this one as well. It's super rad. Okay, so this section, oh, sorry, let me just get out of the way of this V12 Vantage going past. So this whole section here, it seems to be like a selected section or something, because none of this was here when we walked past originally. I mean, look at some of the cars here. Oh, the paint on this thing as well is incredible. It doesn't come up on camera. It's like this pearl off-white kind of colour. And then there's a yellow one next to it. Absolutely crazy. This truck is wild, but this thing's pretty fast because of the big brakes on the front. Got another Testarossa here next to a Mini, and then an R8. And then a GT4. This Porsche is absolutely gorgeous. The colour is amazing, interior is lovely. It's just been really, really nicely done. Pretty rare that you get to see one of these Renault V6s, but oh look, there's another one parked right next to it. The colour on this is absolutely incredible. Mad seeing these two next to each other. Such a crazy car that Renault decided to build. Would love to drive one of these one day. So this Performante has got a pretty wild spec. Every single bit of carbon on it, it looks, it's like the forged carbon. In the engine bay, in the interior, absolutely all of it. All forged carbon, apart from the seats actually. Seats are just regular carbon. Well, I say just regular carbon. But yeah, everything in here, all forged carbon. Excuse the Thunderbirds music in the background, but look at this Ferrari. So cool. On rotiform wheels, big wing on the back, but This is like a proper JDM street ready kind of vibe to it. It's just stancy. Oh, the colour is sick. Tan interior on a navy car just looks so good. So this is the ultimate track spec, isn't it? GT3 RS MR Manthe Racing spec with a crazy interior. Look at them, the different Manthe Racing wings. Absolutely incredible, this thing. Look at that wing. Would be rude not to get the start up with this. Didn't spot this earlier. This is a 106 rally. This is when Peugeot are making cool cars. Love the livery on these as well. These are just, there's something about these that I just find really cool. Must be a hell of a lot of fun to drive because they're so tiny and light. So guys, that's actually going to do it for this one. Seems that cars are starting to roll out. It's getting a lot emptier and I'm just going to enjoy the vibe, look at some other cars and stuff. But hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Super random off the cuff video because I didn't actually know what to expect from this event. Blown my mind in terms of the variety of cars and stuff that are here. Super cool. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. So if you've enjoyed this one, consider subscribing down below. Leave a comment on what your favorite car was. Like this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.